Hey guys, welcome to my first ever YouTube video. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this really cute headscarf that I made. It's super simple, and honestly, if you keep going with the pattern, you can make it even bigger, turn it into a shawl or a wrap skirt. It's really easy to do. All you have to do is just keep making it bigger. Anyways, let's just jump right into it. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to make a slip knot. I just do this by draping my yarn over my two fingers, and then I cross it over to make an X in the front and parallel lines on the back. Then I go under with my hook and I grab the yarn on the back side of my fingers and I pull it through and pull it tight on my hook. Now we need to chain 7. And then here I have my chain 7, and I'm going to place a double crochet in the first chain that I made. And that is my first row. I'm going to chain 7. And then I'm going to turn my work. And then I have my double crochet here, a chain next to it, and then a chain next to that one, and the second chain from my hook. So not the double crochet or the first chain, but the second chain. I'm going to place a single crochet. And then I'm going to chain 5. And then I'm going to skip one chain. It's kind of inconspicuous, but it's right next to the chain that's being pulled up. This is the first chain. I'm going to skip that one. And then in the next one, I'm going to place a double crochet. And that is my second row. The way that I make these, I'd like to achieve a very loose and stringy kind of look. So that is what I'm trying to achieve when I'm making this, and that's why it looks so loose at the moment. Once you get to the end, it really comes together and looks super cool and cute. But it does kind of look goofy starting off. If you don't like how loose it is, you can size down to a 2.5 millimeter hook, and you'll have to do more rows ultimately, but it will be tighter stitching. Or you can size up your yarn as well. Now from here, we're going to start our next row by chaining 7. And then we'll turn our work, and then we'll count our chains, 1, 2, and in the third chain, there's 5 here. In the third chain, which is the middle chain, we're going to do a single crochet. And then we're going to chain 5 again. And then same thing here. We've got 1, 2, 3. Here's the third chain. We're going to place a single crochet. And then we're going to chain 5 again. And then we're going to skip one chain, and in the second chain from the chain that we just placed our single crochet into, we're going to place a double crochet. So we're going to skip this chain, and then in this chain we're going to place a double crochet. That's my third row. Like I said, it looks pretty wonky right now, but as it works up, it starts to look a lot better. Then from here, we're going to start every row with a chain 7. We're going to turn our work, and then we're going to place a single crochet in the third chain of the chain 5. We're going to chain 5 in between single crochets, and then in each chain 5 space, you're going to place a single crochet in the third chain. You can place it in the chain space, but I like how at the end all of these chains are kind of pulled up, and it creates a more mesh looking effect. So if you just chain in the chain space, this isn't going to happen right here. This is what I like. This is cute to me. So if you don't want that to happen, you can just crochet in the chain space, but your chains can move around. Your single crochets can move around the chain space. So that's just something to keep in mind. So we'll chain 5, single crochet in the 3rd chain, and then always in this last chain space, which was the chain 7 from the last row, we're gonna chain 5 again and do a double crochet, and not the next chain, but the chain after. That's how we're gonna finish off every row. It's essentially an increase. To keep the headscarf expanding and getting larger. I'm gonna show you guys one more time. So what you'll do at the end of your row is chain 7. Then you'll turn your work, place a single crochet in the 3rd chain from the hook, chain 5. In this chain, we're going to place another single crochet in the 3rd chain, chain 5, place a single crochet in the 3rd chain, chain 5, place a single crochet in the 3rd chain, chain 5, skip the next chain, and in the chain after that we're going to place a double crochet. And then you're just going to repeat this process until your headscarf is at your desired length. For mine, I do 27 rows, but you can make it longer or shorter depending on what you are looking for. 27 rows if you want it to look like mine, but you can do more or less. So I'm just going to keep repeating that process until I've done my 27 rows, and then I'll come back to show you how to finish it off, make the ties to tie it around your head and all that good stuff. I ended up stopping at 25 rows because my tension is definitely tighter than it was when I made the yellow one, but I just make it basically until I can put it on my head and touch these 2 corners together underneath my head. That's how long I like it to be, so you can't really see the ties that are underneath my hair. But now I'm going to show you how I do the ties. For this particular headscarf, I like having raw edges, so I don't single crochet along them or anything. We're just going to chain 30 to 40 to 50. It just depends on how much you need to create a tie under your head. I usually chain 40, so I'm gonna see how long that makes it and go from there. I start working this chain immediately after I finished my last row of the headscarf, so I'm still attached to my headscarf at this point, and I just work the chain the length that I need it to be on this one side. I've chained 40. This looks like it'll probably be long enough to tie a bow underneath my head. So what I'm gonna do now is cut the tail. And then I'm just gonna pull it through. I'm gonna go then to my other corner, and I'm gonna make a slip knot. And then here in this corner on the other side, I am just going to put my hook in this chain space. And then I'm gonna chain around the chain space and just do my 40 chains on this side as well. And then trim my tail. And now we have to weave in the ends, and to weave in the tails on the chains is the hardest part because you have to hide it within the chain. So usually what I do is I just kind of work it up the chain a little bit and then knot it off. So we've already got this knot down here from fastening it off. So I'm just going to work my tail up my chain a bit, just going through like each chain. This is also how I do my jewelry. And then in one of the later ones up here, I'm just gonna go through it twice. And then the second time I pull through, I'm not gonna pull through all the way because I've got this little loop here that I'm gonna stick my needle through and then pull it tight, and that creates a knot. That should be pretty secure. So for me, I'm just gonna trim it. Honestly, if my ends come unweaved, that doesn't really bother me, but you can knot it twice if you want. And for the other ends, I just do my best to conceal it within the project however I feel necessary. I mean, it's really hard to weave in ends with such a mesh project, so usually what I do is I just kind of feed it through the loops until I get to something that's actually a stitch, like right here. And then from there, I'll put a little knot in it, same way I did the last one, just to keep it as secure as I can. And then we just have to weave in the first tail from the beginning and the tail on the other chain, and then we'll be finished after trimming our ends. Here is the final product. I absolutely love this project. It's super beginner friendly, and it's such a cute accessory that you can wear literally any time of the year. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful for you. I love these headscarves. I have 3 that I've made, and I hope to be posting more tutorials and videos soon on here. Let me know what you guys want to see so I can record it and post it for you. I'll see you guys next time.